We are asking support from our Shaykh, Sahibul Saif, Shaban Rabbani, to send us something that is going to benefit us. Dunya and Akhirat, inshallah. We don't know anything. We know nothing. We are weak servants of Allah in this age of confusion, in this age of weakness, in this age of tyranny. We're trying to hold on to our faith. Our faith is like burning coal. Holy Prophet ﷺ saying, the faith in the Akhir Zaman, it is like a coal that is burning, a live coal, a fire. Don't drop it. Change it from hand to hand. This is as much as we can do. We are not declaring ourselves to be anything except our work and service. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is Rahman and Rahim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking for every way to show His mercy and His forgiveness. We are just past the night of Barat. Allah Rahman, that we got a good Barat. Sit and think, what was last Barat? How was it last Barat? What were we aiming for? What was our ambition? And when I talk about aim and ambition for believers, I'm talking about this dunya. I'm talking about how we are being better servants to Allah and how much better we are serving to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Serving to the Prophet ﷺ and serving to our Shaykh. Of course, these days there's so many proud Muslims that tell me to my face, no, you cannot be servant to the Prophet. You can only be servant to Allah. The one is definitely equal. We are servants of the Prophet. If we are lucky enough to serve him, which like this or like that we're not, but we are going to serve those ones whom he loves. That time, inshallah Rahman, we will be in safety and included there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking for every opportunity to forgive and to bless. We passed the night of Barat. When we think about what happened last Barat to this Barat, how much of our life in this way has become better and how much of it is becoming harder. And if it is better, for what reason? Is the way open for us to serve more? If it is easy and if it is good, we need to ask ourselves too, in the ease that is given to us, is it making it more difficult for us to serve in this way or not? Never forget, this dunya, it is an enemy to us. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is opening the dunya for us, we have to be careful. If the enemy gives you one glass of water, you will not drink it, will you? Even if you're dying from thirst, you know there's something wrong with that water. Now, if the dunya is being offered to us as a believer, we have to ask ourselves so many questions and to be very careful with it. Not to say when we are blessed with this dunya, alhamdulillah, Allah is blessing us. Whereas dunya is not given to us, we say Allah is cursing us. Hasha, astaghfirullah. We have lost the direction now. Who we're looking to. The role model that we are looking at, the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba Kiram. Maybe when we look at how we spent last Barat to this Barat, we will know if a Barat is accepted or not. Are we running more in this way? Are we becoming more sincere? Are we being less ghaflat? Are we having less anger? All the problems that we had that is stopping us from becoming more sincere and more honest, are we having less problems with it or more? That one, you don't need a shaykh, you don't need a saint, you don't need anyone to tell you. You sit down and you calculate. Think. The believer must think. Allah is giving an order to us to think, which is why tafakkur, to make a fikr, it is more valuable than to make nafila ibadat. Tafakkur, 1 hour is better than 70 years of worship. So are we thinking? We're making ibadat, but if we're making ibadat in ghaflat, what is it worth? What is it worth? But the one who's making hizmat, it is impossible that his hizmat is in ghaflat. That he doesn't know that his hizmat is in ghaflat. Can any one of us think that our hizmat is so nice and so beautiful that it is not perfect? Can any one of us think that it is perfect, that there is no room for us to improve or to become better? No. When man is concentrating on his hizmat, never he's going to be satisfied. That is just the nature of making a hizmat, especially in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're doing something, you say, I can do better. You do better, you say, I can do better than that. The believers today must be better than yesterday, and tomorrow has to be better than today. So now, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, there will be those in the month of Ramadan that they're fasting. It is nothing more than hunger and thirst. And their ibadat, the nafila ibadat, they're standing up to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala nighttime, it is nothing but tiredness. This is a very serious hadith. This is a very important hadith. This hadith, of course, every hadith, every saying of the Prophet ﷺ, its meaning is never ending. And its secrets is never ending. For a man who thinks and who connects himself to his Lord, to the ones that his Lord loves, the meanings keep opening up. This hadith is a warning to everyone, especially this 21st century, to ignorant and arrogant Muslims, that they are saying, we are fasting. That they are saying, we are worshipping. And Prophet ﷺ is saying there are those who are going to fast. They get nothing from fasting, nothing, except for hunger and thirst. And their ibadat, it is nothing but tiredness. What can make a man who fasts and who worships at night to come to this position when everything that he's doing, it is empty? Ghaflat. When the man does it in ghaflat, when the man does it in heedlessness, and when he does it in heedlessness, our ego is never heedless, by the way. Shaitan is never heedless. They are always awake and running to bring us down. But the Muslims, we are heedless. Believers are. So when a believer is in ghaflat, Shaitan enters. You're saying, but Shaitan cannot enter in the month of Ramadan. Shaitan doesn't need to enter. He trained your ego so good that he can go take a vacation. And the ego now is going to replace him and become even worse. That's why you see so many people in the month of Ramadan, instead of getting better, they get worse. Their true selves are showing now. No longer you can say waswasa. No longer you can say the shaitan is the one who's pushing you to do something. It is only from your ego. Those who believe in tariqat, those who don't believe in tariqat. Sufi, Mufi, Sunni, Wufi. Whatever it is you're calling, Ramadan coming, nobody can deny that is the time you're going to step on your ego. Can you? You don't believe in tariqat. You don't believe in stepping on your ego. You don't believe in nafs. You don't believe. You're saying your guys are making this up. Nafs, dunya, hawa, and shaitan. But what happens in tariqat now? We are doing every day as much as we can what everyone is doing at least once a month, 1 month a year in the month of Ramadan. To fast, not just to stay away from food and water and other activities, but to stay away from forbidden things. Because the food and the water and the other activities, it may be halal to you. It is halal to you. But in that month, in certain hours, it becomes a forbidden to you. So now, when the awliya Allah, when our Shaykh is speaking about the month of fasting and how we have to step on our ego, we have to catch our ego more, because now in this month more rahmat is falling, more support is falling, more there are holy ones circling around us. And if we take advantage of that, we're able to now catch our ego properly, and what we are going to gain in the month of Ramadan, we can spend in the rest of the year. In this month of Ramadan. Now, if we are not catching our ego properly, that we know so many people, it is not the month of fasting, it is the month of feasting. It is an excuse for them to eat more. They don't eat that kind of food so much in daily life. Suddenly in the month of Ramadan, they are going crazy, going nuts. What is this? That we have lost the spirit. We have become like what the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, my nation in the Akhir Zaman, they are going to follow the Jews and the Christians, step by step. We have the form, but we don't have the spirit. Now in the month of Ramadan, easy to say, fast with your eyes, fast with your tongue, fast with your... What does that mean now? If you are not preparing yourself in the month of Rajab and Shaban to watch where you're looking, to watch where you're listening, to watch your tongue, to watch your hands, your feet, to watch your heart, then what's going to happen during the month of Ramadan? You're going to scramble. Then that time you only be hungry and thirsty. You're not understanding the meaning of that Ramadan. To have control over your animal senses and to have an energy that is beyond what this dunya can offer us, to get an energy that the angels, they are feeding from. So now, when we look what happened last Barat, and we calculate until this Barat, and we are thinking which we are supposed to be doing before the Barat. To think. Everyone is keeping accounting of their finances, their year, their this, their that, their weight. But you're not looking at your faith. Faith suddenly becomes a game. So easy. We're not looking how our faith is going up or it's going down. Can faith do that? You know what I'm trying to say. If you're not looking at that, and you're not calculating and knowing and understanding, then how is your future, the next year, going to be? You're just going to enter it into with more ghaflat, not knowing. And in our way, we don't take accounting just once a year during the time of Barat. In the Naqshbandi order, you're supposed to do it every day. Every day you're supposed to sit down and think how my day went. When I woke up until I went to sleep, how much did I remember my Lord? How much did I give salawat and remember my Holy Prophet? How much am I remembering my Shaykh? How much am I remembering the sohbat that I'm putting it into my daily activities and daily life? As much as we can. So when a man thinks like that often, he is just by thinking of that, just by thinking, it is impossible that he's not going to make any improvement. Then it is impossible when the night of Barat comes that he's not going to know what he wants, how he's going to become better. And it is going to be impossible if his year is not going to become better, if he passed or not. Now look, some time has passed, like this or like that, maybe almost 2 weeks have passed since the Barat times. Don't rush so much to know whether your Barat is going to be accepted or not. Be busy knowing what it is that you want to do to become a better servant to Allah. Now, we are not going to be so busy whether we're going to pass or we're going to fail. Because if we are thinking in this way, it is impossible that you're going to fail anyway. If a man is always thinking of failure and is always trying to become better, it is going to be very difficult for him to just fall flat like that, because he's always watching not to fail. But if a man is always thinking that he's successful, he's always thinking that he's going to pass, he's not worried. If he's not worried, then that is when trouble is going to enter. That's when he's going to be in very dangerous position. So now, may Allah accept our barat and give us a good one. But in the coming months, in the coming year that is until the next barat, we must be sincere and open what it is that we want. Not to say, I want from my Lord a better life, but to say what I want to become a better servant. How the service that we are giving is going to become better. Of course, there are so many signs that is given through dreams, through other ones, to see whether your barat is going to be accepted or not, especially in these coming weeks, especially in the month of Ramadan. Because whatever you plant in the month of Shaban, the fruit is going to be given in Ramadan time. You will know in Ramadan time, you'll be given a taste of what it is, whether your barat has been accepted or not. Pretty easy. But at the same time, there is a mercy that Allah is also hiding it, to give us more chance and more mercy and more opportunity to run, inshallah, in His way. May Allah forgive me and bless you. May Allah make us to become better servants, to run in His way, to become more sincere, to remove all the bad eyes from us, to make us to step on our ego, inshallah, and to make shaitan to be away from us, to make our jamaat to become stronger, and for us to become more sincere. Forgive us, Ya Rabbi. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.